What's going on, everybody? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. This is the 750th episode of this show. So, congrats to everybody who's been here with it. Another milestone in the books. Now, the next one's 1,000 on the big milestone list. But until then,
Yep.
let's have some fun here in episode 750. And before we get into the good stuff and talk about what's trending in the world of sports, news, entertainment, and culture over the past week, and I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdCobblePod, TikTok at ProdCobblePod, and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And again, check us out on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. First week of June has begun. Busy week, a very busy week, especially with the tip-off of the NBA Finals that feature the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. I did my own reflection on the finals. That's available now that was released on Sunday. Just me vibing out. Talk about how I feel for 30 minutes on my favorite basketball team in the championship against a team I immensely respect. And anybody who's seen our NBA coverage all season long, I've talked a lot about the Spurs. And I have a lot of respect for that team. So those two going head to head to find out who's the champion in the NBA. Game 1, Wednesday, June 3rd, this Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. on ABC and Disney Plus. So that will be a special one. So we have that. We have our tweet cap here today and this Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, me and Faces, the actual San Antonio Spurs fan, we preview the NBA Finals with Ryan Page in the middle of it. Thank you, Ryan, for joining for that. We're excited for that. So we make our cases on why we think our two teams will be the NBA champions. So that's really, really going to be a classic. Don't forget that one. Again, on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And then check us out on Friday for another tweet cap as we talk about what is trending for the week ahead. So it's me, Ryan, and Pam tonight. It's great to see you two. What's up? And great to see you again, Pam. We've missed you for a few weeks.
Great to see you guys again. Pleasure to be here as usual.
Amen to that. How are you, Ryan?
I'm good. I'm excited. We're going to get to the bottom of this NBA thing. We're going to find out tomorrow who is going to win the NBA championship. That's my guarantee as the mediator for the conversation, is you will leave that show knowing exactly who's going to win this year's NBA championship. So there you go.
I trust it. I really do. And this is going to be a special one. I think we're going to have a lot of eyes on it. This very special Knicks team trying to have their first championship in 53 years against the Spurs team who have won 5 championships already in that span and have a generational player. It might be on the brink with this core of greatness. But is it going to start this year or the Knicks finally? Finally. I can't believe, I genuinely can't believe they are in the best position possible to win a title. But it's going to be very hard. And I do think the Spurs are the better matchup, or I should say the tougher matchup against a Oklahoma City team that was clearly very hurt. And we saw what happened. So I do think people need to put some more respect to the Spurs, but I do think the Knicks win it in 7. And I'll make my case on that on Wednesday's show. But Pam and Ryan, who do you think right now, if you wanted to share?
No idea.
No
None.
idea. Mm-mm.
Blank slate, willing to be convinced tomorrow.
Willing to be surprised. Yeah.
All right, then. Absolutely okay. Well, it's going to be fun for everybody. I really think so, basketball fan or not. So that will begin on Wednesday. But for over the weekend, we had quite a few hilarious and crazy things that took place. I do want to open with the NFL. And it's not a Diana Rossini story. It's actually, there were some major moves. On Monday, June 1st, 2026, we saw a total of 3 All-Pros move teams, 12 players move in general, and we ultimately saw 2 major deals that flipped the NFL upside down. And that is, number one, The Rams are setting Jared Verse, an all-pro last year from the Jesus. The Rams are sending Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett is going to Los Angeles. Garrett just broke the NFL single-season sack record with 23 sacks this past season, and he gets traded to a major contender. The Rams already traded for All-Pro Trent McDuffie earlier this offseason, and now you have Myles Garrett joining that defense. They were 2 games away from the yes, I was right the first time. They were a game away from the Super Bowl last year in a highly contested game against the Seattle Seahawks, and you just added the 2 best players at their positions to that defense. That's intense.
Mm-hmm.
The general manager, Les Snead, in a true fuck the picks mode once again. And, I mean, wow, that is pretty intense. Before we go to the other big trade, I just want to say that how can you not think the LA Rams will be a Super Bowl favorite? Definitely an NFC favorite. You literally have the most intimidating defense on paper. On top of this offense that includes an incredible running back committee. Matthew Stafford, the reigning MVP. So think about it. On this team, you're going to have the reigning NFL MVP and the reigning Defensive Player of the Year on the same roster with an all-time coach. Incredible weapons. This is the way to go if you're the Rams. And yeah, it's as Super Bowl winner or bust as it goes.
Well, yeah, that's the downside, right? Is there isn't really any room here anymore. Like, they've reached their critical mass. They've got more than what they need to win the Super Bowl. Frankly, they could have won a Super Bowl last year. They were good enough last year to win. And they didn't, crucially. So, yeah, that's the downside is when you say we don't need the picks, we need to win now. That's always a gamble because you then do actually need to win now. But I do think that I could see why they came up to this conclusion, and I could see why these trades make sense for their organization. They were close last year. They're only going to, frankly, be closer now. I think when you really do have that much talent, even this before the trades, when you really have that much talent, it's worth it to go after, established guys at the cost of some future prospects to see if you can't just get over the finish line. So I think it's great. I think that they've definitely put together the strongest team on paper, like you said, Matt. The strongest team on paper that I can think of going into this next season. I think everyone kind of knew that the 2 teams that were at the top this last season were probably not going to be at the top this year, even before all the off-season stuff. But yeah, I think that they're making a strong case for the second year in a row of being one of, if not the best overall team, at least on paper, in the NFL.
I am intrigued. It's going to be incredible. I've always respected the Rams. I really have. And now they are going for it. So we will definitely dive deep into that in the coming months. And then once we hit the fall. But the other thing, another major trade that took place. And no, it didn't make as much noise as I thought with the Giants signing 3 washed receivers, Braxton Berrios, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Odell Beckham Jr. Wow, that is fun to have him, I guess, come back. But it's the fact that A.J. Brown is officially a New England Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Brown got traded on Monday. The Eagles get a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. Brown immediately becomes the Patriots' number 1 wide receiver and will wear number 1. Drake May got his real weapon. As we talked about, Ryan, the Patriots were in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And whether you want to talk about their easy road and such like that, and they made the most of their opportunities.
Yeah.
Drake May's number one receiver was Stephon Diggs, who was very quiet in the Super Bowl, and obviously all his controversies there. And they make an upgrade, even though he's a vet, he's on his game, AJ Brown. And we weirdly saw this season the Eagles that came up short. Jalen Hurts didn't use him a lot.
Yeah.
He didn't go to his wedding this summer, for what it's worth. That's a true story. So it makes sense that it was time to move on. And you saw instances of AJ Brown getting mad with the media talking about the team and being defiant on the sidelines. He definitely pushed his way to get out there.
Yes, he did.
And the trade was telegraphed for months. Adam Schefter reported back in April that Brown was likely to become a Patriot after June 1st. And while we're here, obviously, we don't have to go through this again. We know about the Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel stuff. They had an affair for 6 years. They got caught. They handled it badly. Rossini gets fired. Vrabel gets a slap on the wrist, but embarrassed still. But there was reports that she said that A.J. Brown was disgruntled in Philly and that it was possible for them to get moved, and that Mike Vrabel and his former coach, since A.J. Brown was originally a Tennessee Titan, that Mike Vrabel might be interested to bring him on the roster. Well, that did happen, but who knows what costs that came. But either way, though, A.J. Brown is still an incredible wide receiver. He's had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons and earned 3 second-team All-Pro selections during that span. And even with the quote-unquote beef he had with Philly, he still's got plenty left in the tank. I think he's only 28 years old, which is relatively young for a receiver who could do much, still do a lot. And yeah, Drake May finally has his number one receiver, and he did really bad in the Super Bowl. And I wonder if he had A.J. Brown the roster, would it be much different? Most likely not, but this is an upgrade at the receiver position they need.
It is. I just don't think it's enough of an upgrade to. I don't think it's enough of an upgrade for the team personally. Like it's a huge upgrade, to be clear, but they had other things they needed to. I think this team is further away from the Super Bowl than the Rams, as an example, based purely off of roster. Obviously, I would have said the same exact thing last season. At the beginning of last season, like June of last year, I would have said the same sentence, and I would have been wrong on account of the Patriots did play in last year's Super Bowl. So obviously, many grains of salt for people who make a claim like that in June, but just my personal opinion. Big trade, not nearly as big as what the Rams have been getting up to.
Incredible. All right. And again, like we said earlier, we will definitely dive deep into that when the fall comes. And then we can all celebrate the NFL coming back. You excited for the NFL this year, Pam?
You know what? If Taylor Swift is not in it, it's going to be really hard for me to follow. But I will try my best to understand. I know now at least what a touchdown is, so I'll do my
There you
best.
go.
You know,
One
yeah, I
step
know a
closer.
couple of things. So you know what? I'll just try to understand a little bit better.
Allegedly, it's going to be Miley Cyrus. So
she's a heavy favorite. For a heavy favorite,
allegedly,
very
heavy
early
favorite.
reports.
Please let it be Miley Cyrus because it has sucked the last couple of years.
Yes, I think we'll know by late October, November-ish.
I hope so. I really hope so. I don't know who I have to talk to, but
That
would be great.
Roger Goodell. If you can find his number, let all of us know.
You got my support.
I'll try. Thank you.
So I do have one more NFL related story, one more Patriots related story, but this is a crazy one, actually. So, you know, when players sign contracts, they have a lot of clauses. You can't do something that can physically harm you. You can't skydive. You can't box. You can't. Some might even say you can't play in charity softball games. But I think for what I'm about to show you now, they will never let any active player ever play softball again. So it was ironically for Drake May. He hosted a charity softball tournament, the May Day Celebrity Softball Classic, held at Polar Park in Worcester, Massachusetts, raising money for Boston Children's Hospitals. That's
Oh,
good,
cool.
right? A
That's
good
a great children's hospital as well.
Hell yeah, we love the Boston Children's Hospital. So nice amount of celebrity guests pulled up, a lot of Patriots, some former Red Sox, Celtics, all that. So we had Matt Rife, right? Matt Rife, we haven't talked
Oh,
about
he's
him in a
fun.
while.
He's kind of gone quiet a little bit.
Oh,
He
he
blew
has.
up, and now he's,
Well, it's
Yeah.
anyway.
reputation, so.
So Matt Rife though might have
Mhm.
been he almost became the most hated comedian in Boston.
Yes, he did. In the US, probably.
Oh,
Well,
you'll see this.
you'll see this. This is the
Did you see this,
Boston
Ryan?
specific issue. Yeah, I know what happens here.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I know.
No problem. So we're gonna see this softball game. Matt Rife's at the plate, and we'll see what's going on there. So we have this. All right, grounder to third. That gets boxed. So we have Matt Rife right here, trying to get to second. Oh, and see right here, that is the running back, Rodamore Stevenson of the New England Patriots. And he had a great season last year.
Really good season.
So we have this, the pickle. Oh, he slid right in his quadricep and hip. He could have knocked out his knee with this. Let's go again. Oh, that could have been a disaster. He has a second to get up.
Matt Rife just got tackled by New England Patriots.
I think there's other way around, announcer, but okay.
Yeah, it looked like
He's
Matt Rife tackled a New England Patriot,
I think
actually.
it was the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
But yeah, as you see, Matt Rife called in a rundown, slid headfirst into second, and dove directly into Stevenson's hip, forcing his leg to bend awkwardly. Stevenson appeared okay, pop up, and ultimately he will be okay. I haven't heard. It's been 24 hours since. I haven't seen. Obviously, we would know about if it was much worse. But he seems okay. The event raised over $94,000 for the Children's Hospital, and Rife joked afterwards, quote, "They were crowding the baseline. Also not a bad DB tackle, defensive back tackle." Patriot fans were not amused.
All right, they need to relax. All right, the Pats fans, no, seriously, I've never been a big Patriots fan despite being from New England, but they've been really, really horrific since the Super Bowl. About all of it. Like, obviously, they've had a tough offseason. I give them that. They've handled it worse than Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini could have, to be honest with you. But, I mean, Stevenson is a 28-year-old professional athlete. He looked fine. Yes, you know, you shouldn't cut someone's legs out from underneath them while you're playing a charity softball game. Obviously, that's a bit much, Matt Rife. I think we can agree on that. But there was no world where Matt Rife, the comedian, was going to actually injure a professional athlete in a charity softball game. The hit did not look that hard. Again, it was improper, but it didn't look like that big a deal. I'm not surprised he wasn't hurt. I don't think anybody on the field even considered the idea that he could have been hurt, least of
Good
all
point.
him. Um, so yeah, I do think that the hand wringing about that is probably a bit overstated. That being said, had he gotten hurt, yeah, I don't know that Matt Rife would ever be able to do a show in Boston ever again. The whole state would just be off limits. A bare minimum, yeah, bare minimum, all of Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and I don't know if they watch football in Vermont, but if they do, they're probably Pats fans. All those states are just gone. The whole top corner of the map, Maine, just gone in terms of his touring schedule. So, I guess that's good that he didn't lose all that potential revenue. But no, I don't think that this will change the players being able to do charity softball.
Mhm.
If anything, they might not invite Matt Rife back next year. But beyond that, I think that no harm, no foul, is what it is. Also, fun story, similar story, in fact. When I was in elementary school, we were playing soccer, and there was a kid who had injured his ankle, like separately doing some sport, not at school, and had just got healed and was allowed to go back and play at recess. And so we're playing soccer, and I did a slide tackle to get the ball from him, and I re-broke his ankle
Oh,
on the slide tackle at recess. Like within the week of them being
Ow.
out of like a cast and all that. So yeah,
did
there
you
you go.
hear the crack?
No.
Out of all the
At
things,
least there's
just
that.
that.
No,
Yeah.
genuinely, I didn't hear. I had no idea until the guy was unable to like stand on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
Oh, I forgive you for him on behalf of him.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean it was fine. It
He
wasn't a big
survived.
deal. Yes.
Well, be safe out there during softball and baseball season this year. All right. I want to ask you both.
Oh,
What
no.
do you think about Frank Ocean?
Brian?
I mean, to be honest with you, the thing I know most about
Oh,
Frank
really?
Ocean. No, it's not Frank Ocean. The thing I know most
No,
about
I'm
him.
saying like, I thought I was getting ready. Oh, okay, I'll speak after.
So the thing I know most about him is, and I think this is right, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. Isn't he a recurring bit in Everybody Hates Chris?
What? No?
The isn't that him?
If Frank Ocean?
Let me look that up.
I'd
The
have never
sister.
heard that before.
I
I
don't
feel
think
his
I
music career went off after that show was over.
Then maybe it's not him. Is there a different Ocean?
I don't know, man. I personally love Frank Ocean. I think he is literally the chillest artist.
Different guy, Billy Ocean. I was
Okay,
like, there must be another Ocean. In that case, I know nothing about Frank Ocean.
that's fine. I'm surprised. Frank Ocean, he was
Yeah,
killing it in the mid 2000s, 2010s with Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill 'Em
same.
All, with Tyler Creator's group. He's pretty much second command. 2 albums. That's all he needed. Channel Orange, Blonde, and they are soul healing music. I love Frank Ocean a lot. He goes off in those 2 albums in the mid 2010s, Thinking About You and like Nikes and all of that. But I actually thought
White
he didn't know that.
Ferrari.
White Ferrari, like if you need to listen to music, not besides Taylor Swift to help your soul, Frank Ocean's the man. And
You know
I,
what? I hadn't heard of him since like
really,
2010, since like 2012. Well, like 2012 around. So I was a
well,
teenager.
that's okay. No problem. No
But I
problem.
hadn't heard of him since. He's still around?
Well, maybe this will answer some of that question because he hasn't released an album in 10 years.
What,
And he people wonder where he went. I remember in
like me?
yeah, I listened that summer 2016, the infamous 20 summer 16 people talk about. I listened to that album every day. I'm going to listen to it after this recording. I genuinely love that music. It's soul healing. It feels amazing. I'm just like at peace. And I remember 3 years when I was dating somebody in New York, and she told me that Frank Ocean secretly went to see this person to set up a big surprise concert to release new music. Didn't happen. 7 years later, still waiting. But we might have the answers of where he been, because a fan spotted Frank Ocean walking through a Tokyo shopping district, describing him as keeping it smooth. And Ocean gave a head nod and smiled and continued on his way. And I have that viral clip.
Was hanging out in Tokyo.
Frank Ocean.
You Godspeed, glory. There will be mountains you won't move.
Now that is an amazing voice. And
That's
yeah,
true.
so there have been
We've
mysterious.
confirmed it's him. Like,
Yeah,
he's in
it is
Tokyo?
him. It is
Okay.
him.
I'm just
And
curious. I mean, he
they
could
ha-
have just been some
Like,
dude.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was him. And he did acknowledge, "Are you Frank Ocean's a mutant?" But he's always been a quiet, timid guy. So it's not really a surprise if you know about him and his persona. He reminds me of like honestly like a really chill prince. Like you never really knew the guy. He kept to himself, and I don't know, for somebody, in my opinion, definitely had all this success and all the good and bad that comes with fame. And if he really found peace at the other side of the world, well, I'm happy for him. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
I mean,
something to be
hearing that
said,
voice, you
right?
kind of have that inner peace, I guess, that
Yeah,
song
the flashback.
Godspeed.
Yeah, and on that's it's hard to walk away from what money and fame and all that. A lot of people don't, right? So the idea that, he was able to, if that was something he wanted, and it sounds based on what you're saying, it sounds like he didn't need to stop making music. He chose to stop making music.
I
Um,
respect.
that's kind of like, that's different. That's not something that people typically are able to do. Which is not to say that because, they don't want to. I think a lot of artists want to. They get burnt out or it's not their thing anymore. But,
Hmm.
you know, fame and money are really, really enticing, right? So the idea that he could look at all that and be like, nah, this is just not who I am now anymore. I don't want to be this guy. I did it and it was great, and now I want to be somebody else. And then do it is kind of, it's kind of nice. It's nice to see that you can forego the pull of money and fame.
And I feel certain celebrities that actually enhances your legacy a lot, in fact. You can say the
Mm.
same from actors or maybe some athletes you don't see around. Like, where are they? And then they appear like, hey, I love that person. I'm gonna say a random example. Matt Dillon. You know who Matt Dillon, the actor, is?
Matt Dillon?
Yeah, I feel like we haven't heard from him in forever. And if he just came back, people were like, oh, Matt Dillon's back.
I mean, my go-to is always Brickashaw Ferguson as a Jets fan,
I,
but
I mean, isn't
he's
he a
a nurse
nurse?
now. Yeah, in New York City.
What?
He left the
Yeah,
NFL. He left the NFL. He got his education to be a nurse. Now he works. I think he works in an urgent care.
he really wanted that job.
Yeah, he wanted. I
you
mean,
know,
he
it's,
does other things related to like taking care of people too. But yeah, he just wanted to be. He wanted to be a nurse. He wanted to work in healthcare, and that's what he's doing. You know
that's
what I
like
mean?
Oh, that's
that's like
amazing.
that's like Giants defensive end Justin Tuck, who works at Goldman Sachs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, probably makes a lot more money than Shaw Ferguson does.
That
But
must
yeah,
be really weird to see
Probably.
those paychecks get millions of dollars in the NFL, and nothing against, a nurse's paycheck,
it's
but
just
like
not
that's
an
just is
NFL salary,
right.
is it? Yeah, they're different salaries for sure. But hey, but that's the point. He made his money. He did his thing, and again, one of the greats on my team anyway. And now he doesn't care about that. He's like, that was good, and I could try CBS, I could try, whatever, to keep doing sports, keep making lots of money, or I can do what I actually want to do, which is help people as a nurse, and that's what he did.
Yeah, that's what he does. Wow, that's cool.
Respect.
Hmm.
All right, the next one I'm going to ask. How do we feel about Jay-Z?
I mean, I don't really have a negative feeling for Jay-Z. I use the gif of him doing the head bob a
Yeah.
lot as a general rule. I do really like that one. But I know I haven't really heard anything about him since he kind of got like halfway indicated in all the Diddy stuff, and then they all just kind of went away. And I haven't heard from him or frankly or
And he's been
Beyonce
like doing
since.
beat like a lot of business stuff too.
Well, yeah, it's not like he's been making a ton of music now anyway, but yeah, the him and Beyonce kind of disappeared when all that Diddy stuff got cleared up.
I wonder
Yeah.
why. Not a tweet cap story, but there was a alleged
No.
sex tape that came out with Diddy and 50 Cent's baby mama, like
Good.
explicit. You could
Oh
see it if you
wow.
want to look for it. Like
Oh,
literal footage
yeah.
of the freak off. That
I
wasn't
hate that
discussed.
term. I hate that term.
I
Any,
know.
anyways, though, but Jay-Z though, maybe because of the association with Diddy and the freak offs, it was time to come back to music. He actually headlined the Roots picnic in Philadelphia on Saturday, along with the Roots debuting a new afro and opening with a freestyle full of pointed bars aimed at certain rappers like Drake, Kanye West, Dame Dash, Nicki Minaj, to name a few. And I will get into specifics. I can't say the lyrics, but he did say in GQ recently that it's all offense and he plans to debut new music this year. Makes a comeback. He hasn't released an album since 2013.
In high school.
Yeah, so he's coming back. And there's a big at Yankee Stadium, he will do a big 30th anniversary of The Reasonable Doubt, his big debut album where that Hard Nut Life is and stuff. So pretty cool stuff there. But coming at certain rappers, he comes at Drake, the clearest target. Jay-Z rapped, "The jig is up. I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ." Fans connected that to Drake's recent "Jig is Up" lyric and ongoing subliminals. As you know, Drake released an album last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. Jay also referenced publishing and contracts, basically saying he's operating on a different business level and implying Drake is still tied to label structures. Translation: Hope appeared to be saying, "You may dominate the charts, but I dominate ownership and legacy. He says, I'm not competing with you. Don't compare business success." Who's writing that one? Drake or Jay-Z, if anything? Or is Jay-Z now, I think he's in his 50s, as the old man yelling at a cloud?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Not to say that Drake is better than Jay-Z. That would be insane, and I disagree with it. I think Jay-Z is a better rapper than Drake. But they're just not in the same group of people. Like,
these are old veteran artists.
I mean, yeah, that beef doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, what are you mad about? You're Jay-Z. Like, why? Yep. You have nothing to be mad about.
To worry about.
When it comes to like Drake, or I mean, you said he had some shots at Kanye. I would say Kanye is kind of.
We'll get into that shortly.
Yeah, I would say he too. Like, it seems that some of these targets are certainly people who are, you know, in a different graduating class than Jay-Z. And it's weird that he's upset with them because they're not contemporary. I mean, he got into real beefs with like Nas back in the day when he was like still a full-time rapper. Like, he's been in some legit rap beefs before, really good ones too. And those were like with his peers. But now all those guys are old. So I don't know why he's mad at all these kids. It does kind of give the old man yells at cloud sort of vibe.
And Kanye, if you want to say the specific Kanye stuff, he had appeared to address Ye. Reports say he referenced Kanye's controversial public behavior, his attention-seeking, past comments involving Jay's family and children. He called them the R word, and their damaged friendship. Maybe he's just hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, they used to collaborate like a lot.
They have a whole album. They have a whole album, though. Watch the Throne.
Yeah, no, I know.
N-Word in Paris and No Church in the Wild with Frank Ocean, by the way.
Oh, really? Then I know something about Frank Ocean. I gotta know that song.
And the other person sorry.
Otis is another great one that they did.
Oh, that is a great. Quick Otis story. This is true. So my dad, of a certain generation, I played Otis for the first time, and his actual song, "Try a Little Tenderness," is the entire sample. So he hears, it's like, okay, great job, son. I'm proud of you listening to this. And then go, knock, nah. And then he's ironing in his sweat. Supermodels in the get. And then it just starts rapping. He's like, he always does his sucking his teeth mad.
No. Otis is a great song, though. Otis is a great song.
Yes. And the other person he came out was Nicki Minaj, who said a lot of people since joining the red side.
Nicki.
And
Barbie.
Jay made lines many listeners interpreted as aimed at Nicki and her husband, referencing Ken, widely taken as a nod to Kenneth Petty, who's had major legal issues, Nicki's public behavior and controversies, and her political feud she has now, and her association with President Donald Trump.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
is that maybe the only justified beef? But again, the only thing with that, it's not like she came at Jay-Z He just brought it up, airing of
I
the
mean,
grievances.
yeah, he might just be, like, I don't know that
Disappointed.
I don't know that he's necessarily actively beefing with her. He's just being like, also, what are you talking about? I mean, same with Kanye. Like, the idea that, I mean, Kanye has actually gone after Jay-Z's family in his public statements, so it's a little different. But,
Yeah.
like, I think it's just, he's like, I know you people. What the fuck happened while I was gone? You know what I mean? Like, you know that meme from Community where, Donald Glover's character comes in the door with the pizzas that they ordered for their game night, and like the entire room is on fire, and like it's just a chaos scene and he has no idea what's going on. I feel like it's that. Like Jay-Z was just like, I went away for however many years, a lot of years. I came back and now everyone I used to hang out with is crazy. What happened? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, think about Drake. Drake's got all his, he's got a weird case, as Kendrick would allude to, right? And then the whole Bobby Altoff thing. Obviously, Nicki Minaj, during COVID, she was very concerned about her cousin's testicles. And then obviously now, because of her man's legal trouble, is full on the pardon train. And then well, Kanye is, if I have to explain what Kanye West did, I don't know where you've been, but you know what Kanye West has been up to since 2013. And so I could see him just being like calling out all of the people he used to know to be like, what happened? Why are we here?
Yeah.
Bring the boom. Oh well.
Well, you should have called those idiots out. I don't care that he's 11.
If he deserves it, yeah, go ahead.
You want to get into the rap game, you better ready for some rap beef.
There you go.
That means the Rizzler too.
Oh boy. Hey, I've noticed something. So this segment is essentially a I don't have specific. I could provide you examples, but this is something I've noticed. It's June. It's graduation season.
Yeah.
People graduating colleges in May and high schools in June. Have you noticed there have been a lot of multiple instances of people fighting at graduation? Graduation fights have gone really viral in the past few weeks. Whether it's a Virginia high school graduation, a spectator actually rushed the stage and attacked a student while receiving their diploma.
Oh my God.
Outside an Atlanta high school commencement at Georgia Tech, graduates in cap and gowns were seen fighting while parents with toddlers scrambled to get out the way. A fight broke out at a kindergarten graduation in Toledo, Ohio, reportedly over a beef regarding seating. Columbus City schools in Ohio had brawls that spilled out onto the streets,
Keeping it classy, Ohio.
prompting statements from the superintendent themselves. But yeah, we've seen not necessarily the kids, with the example of that one student, but why is everybody fighting at graduation? At least in the United States. Have you noticed that?
I mean, it's like, so I have noticed, I've seen some of these clips.
Yeah, everybody angry.
I don't.
They're they really are the boiling
tons-
point. I saw this one person male on seating. I see this girl screaming at this elderly woman. I'm like, what's going on? There's something literally in the water, and it has been a trying year in the United States for the first half as we hit June. It really has. Whether it's ICE, this war, Trump, everything. Tensions are high, and clearly on this day, one of the most important days of somebody's life, is getting ruined because people want to start swinging at each other.
It's like, I would love, you know me, I would love to blame all of this on our current president. We don't blame enough on our current president, who has just factually made our country worse. Like the people, not just the government.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't know that we could put this on him. Not entirely. I mean, we as the people here in the United States, we maybe through no fault of our own, I won't speculate. We really did we've always heard ourselves as the main characters, right? And we've always been very individualistic. Those are two, I think, just common truths about the United States. We see a lot of the world around us through our own prism as if we are the main thing with which the world is revolving around. And we
Oh yeah.
also, in society, within our own society, are very individualistic. Getting ours, our success, our needs, ours, meaning individual, not, there's not a lot of collective action going on here in the United States. And so I think when you put those two things together, you think you're the main character and you are entitled to a degree to have what you believe is yours. You end up with fights. When your main character meets another main character and the thing that you guys feel entitled to are in opposition to one another, or the same as one another, and only one of you can have it, it ends in altercations, which is another just highly American way of doing things. Now, the altercations is not just us. A lot of countries solve their problems with violence. So I'm not gonna, you know, chastise our country too much for that. But I do think it's the individualism meets the main character energy that we've basically sold ourselves. And honestly, I think more and more people bought into it starting in 2019, 2020 with COVID. People felt
Yeah,
like that when they were stuck inside, when things didn't make
man.
sense. If you for a group of
That
people,
was the boiling point that we still,
right,
it may
we're
still
still
not
not
recover
over it.
for
We'll never
a
recover
couple
from it.
decades,
We'll never recover from it
forcing you to
because,
never leave your house and go, wow.
well, no, but in all seriousness, I mean, so
Was it the
it's
same for you
interesting.
too, Pam? Where you
Yeah.
were? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole world had to go through
I can
this. It
say that,
wasn't just
yeah.
us.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I know that, but I was wondering if it was she like, is it like Florida where they didn't care where Pam was at, or is it like us in the
Uh,
Northeast where we could not see the sun for months?
exactly like that. Awful.
Okay, okay.
Well, yeah,
Florida, the
and
South, they really didn't care.
well, everyone started caring, and then they stopped caring much sooner
Right, for
down there.
3 weeks,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
there's like, fuck
Everybody
this.
gave it like a month, and they're like, nah, fuck that. But but no, in all seriousness, like even just the way you said that, right? Like we were all like, I was in New Jersey, so I was in the Northeast. I didn't love being stuck inside. I at no point in time felt like I was genuinely trapped away from everybody. But that's not how most people felt, right?
Yo,
That's just not. Whether it's true or not, whether I agree with it or not, is really irrelevant. It's not how most people felt. And so if you believe you're the main character, if you believe that you are, because you're an individual, you get to make your own decisions, you're entitled to certain things, and then you are stuck inside
Hmm.
by, penalty of one, obviously the government and all that, everybody, but move that to the side. Death. I mean, it's hard to say. People don't want to hear it, and that's I think part of the problem. You could go outside at any time, but you could also then get sick, and a lot of fucking people died all
Yeah.
over the world. The United States, Mexico, all of Europe, Asia, a lot of fucking people died. And whether we wanted to admit that or not, that's always in the back. So like you just feel really small in a situation like that.
Hmm.
And for a group of people who feels like the world is theirs and revolves around them, feeling really small and insignificant is like the perfect way to break their brain. And so I think that's what this is really genuinely still in 2026. So already like we are 6+ years away from the actual like genesis of this. That is still the thing that is driving people. People are still trying to claw back their feeling of control and of being in charge and being important after having experienced a year or two, in some cases, of being exceptionally small in the grand scheme of things.
yeah, and it's clearly it will take you maybe 10 years to recover. We'll see when we get over it.
I don't believe we will. Like I said, I think something.
I don't think so
I
either.
think there will be. I think there'll be a different within the next 10 years, a different virus, a different whatever.
It's gonna happen again.
And
But
then what we would need to do is hunker down and lean on one another. And we simply, I mean, I hear it in conversations I have with family and friends all the time. We're not going to do that. We're just not.
Yeah.
We're just not.
Yes.
We're going to go outside and die. And that's what we're going to do as Americans. I won't speak for any other country in terms of their culture or in terms of how their people react. The people of the United States are if it happened at this very moment anyway, they're just going to die. And that's that. There's nothing else that can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh well. That's all I have to say to that. Listen, if anything, though, we can always have something to laugh at. And I actually have a Florida man story for you. You might have seen this. At the moment, the most famous electrician in the world, a shirtless man in a
boy.
kilt, was asked to leave a Florida Taco Bell for violating the no-shirt policy. When someone in the crowd called him a meth head, he responded with, N-word, I'm a fucking electrician. Now, he is white, so be responsible for what you say there, Florida man. And then let me play you what show you what he did.
He's the picture of responsibility is.
13 million views.
Meth head. Nigga, I'm a fucking electrician. I'll go out there and shut this whole motherfucker down. Fucking down.
Right now.
They trying, get out.
Uh-oh. Florida man.
I got it on dirt.
And he stood on business.
Oh wow.
He turned off the electricity.
He really did.
All right, so the internet is divided whether this was staged or he actually hit an external breaker and transformer to turn off the Taco Bell. But he's now considered an instant folk hero. The I'm a fucking electrician line is a new meme.
Oh my God. I can't even be mad at it because
I can't be mad.
right? He said, I'm going to turn off all the lights. And they said, no, you won't. And then he went outside, he just went fucking ahead and he did that. And honestly, even if he didn't do that, even if they genuinely somehow went out by accident, I'm gonna give him the credit. Maybe there's an asterisk, maybe there's not. But if you call a shot like that and it happens within seconds of you leaving the facility, you get credit at the bare minimum. Even if it wasn't on you, maybe there was an assist, but you get some of the credit for just putting it out into the universe at bare minimum because yeah, he literally left and all the power went out. I would have brought him back. I would have been like, I'm sorry. What would you like? I'll get you a Cordita wrap or whatever the hell you want. Just don't turn off my electricity at my home. You all powerful, clearly racist, and factually probably a meth head electrician.
What if his feelings hurt?
It seems to be. It's interesting that he was called a meth head, and it was like, I'd rather show you that I'm not on drugs. I just hate minorities. I thought that was an interesting choice in terms of deciding what it is you wanted to be known as. Because for me, I mean, maybe this is just me. I'm not certain that meth head is a bigger insult than racist. But he seemed to think so. So he wanted to clarify where he stood. But whatever it is, be it meth head or otherwise, that's the second thing he is. Because the first and foremost thing he is some sort of magical electrician. Or an
anybody could have just knocked out the transformer.
Yeah.
Anyone could have
or
done
an
that
electrician who, kicked
is
over
a
the
license.
transformer. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't magic. Maybe he had a screwdriver and he saw where the transformer was. But actually, if he had that, he's dead. Because you can't touch that with metal. Man, that's crazy. The timing and everything, perfect.
The ending is just the best.
I'm dead. All right. Let's get into some gossip. Why don't we?
I thought we were just gossiping about Florida Man.
We were.
It is, my favorite internet brewing relationship was Kay Adams and Shams Charania, but it was also Keke Palmer and Sean Evans, which we covered a while back. But recently on the May 26th episode of Keke's podcast, Baby, This is Keke Palmer. She introduced Sean Evans as, quote, her potential future suitor.
Yeah.
And they spent an entire episode full of playful exchanges and undeniable chemistry. We talked about how Evans outright admitted that he had a crush on her. And in a separate podcast that she goes on Hot Ones, he's obviously the famous host of. They share a little smooch together. Nice little moment. And hey, I think that was like almost a year ago. And now we're here. Evans caught Palmer off guard mid-episode with a clever line that had her visibly beaming. She said on camera, quote, "This was good. Y'all, he's so damn quick." Sean admitted his childhood celebrity crushes was TLC's Left Eye Lopez. Keke fired back that she played Chili in the TLC biopic. I actually didn't know that. I'll check that out later. Evans replied, "Absolutely close enough."
Yeah.
The two also teased the idea of doing a morning talk show together. Okay, that'd be great.
Oh, wow. I'd love that.
And yes, no smooch this time, but who knows what the future brings.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, I said no.
Not
That's true.
public
None on camera.
Not on camera.
How
The
we
best,
feeling about
the
not
best
that good.
smooches happen off camera.
That's a truth.
Fact.
But tell us, how
I'm
we
so
feeling
here
about
for it.
this? Give us
I'm so
more,
here for it.
Pam.
I need to be on that wedding. I really do. Like, I'm gonna be offended if I'm not there. I've been here since the first Hot Ones episode where all of this began, and then
Really?
the chicken, and then the chicken date
Respect.
when he told Amelia like everything. It is. I truly believe that it is true. Like it is. Yes, of course, there's like a playfulness to it because it's all over online, but like I do believe it's kind of real. Everybody says it's like staged, but I'm like, I'm a hopeless romantic. I can't. Why would I fake it? So I'm all here for it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying too. Also a romantic, but I mean, it would be good acting, but I mean, there's something here. Let me quickly go here. Look at these two smiling at each other.
They're just
All right, hashtag dragon, whatever. I don't care. We're gonna get a copyright. Stop. Like right here. Come on. I will get this ready for you.
While you do
better
that,
present,
I did just look while my Mac gets that set up. So Keke Palmer is only 8 years younger than Sean Evans. So that's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest with you.
I thought they were actually really close to 8. Now, I don't think 8
I
years
thought
is
so,
bad.
too.
I said 10 years is my personal range,
He
but
is 40, she is 32.
yeah, that's not bad. That's
But
not terrible.
also interesting tidbit, she is from Harvey, Illinois. He is from Evanston, Illinois.
That's where.
So they are both.
That's where University of Illinois is.
Yeah. So he's from where University of Illinois is. I have never heard of Harvey, Illinois, to be honest with you, but
Is that like a suburb
looks like
of
it's
Chicago
in,
or something?
Yeah, it's in Cook County, which is where Chicago is. So yeah, they're both, Illinois OGs, if you will. I don't know. I think there's a lot there. There's a lot that they have in common based on just all that,
That and astrologically speaking, they're great sign matches.
There's Pam right there.
That's actually really funny.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, they got pull it off. Even I said like just date already.
I know. The entire world saying
she's got to be careful though. Keke does, because remember he was supposedly really into somebody, and then
yes, we had
took a little bit.
Yeah,
the internet bullied him
out of his relationship. Yeah,
broke up 3 days later.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, sorry. What'd you say, Pam?
Yeah, like that reputation is hard to clear because it's still out there. So
they don't want anything to do with it, I guess.
Well, but I'm just saying though, like you don't want your man to fold under pressure. That's not a great vibe. So I just be careful, Keke. Don't jump right into Sean's arms until you know that he's serious and he'll fight for you.
I don't know if she can.
Ladies, you deserve someone who will fight for you.
Yes. What he said.
So if that's not Sean Evans, if he doesn't have it, then he doesn't have it. And
Then it
that's
ain't
just
him.
is what it is. And he'll find the right person, Keke or otherwise, and then he'll have it. And that's how you'll know.
Amen.
Amen to that indeed. And her new movie with Boots Riley, which I'm really excited for. What's so excited I forgot the name.
That's right. I have her pulled up here, so I could probably get it quick.
I love Boosters. I really want to see. I really like Boots Riley's first movie, Sorry to Bother You. She's starring that, so we will hopefully find a way to get in there. All right, I got two more things and then our nuclear opinion to wrap it all up. I do have another. It was last week, but I failed to find room for it. I have to show it now. How do we feel about Russell Crowe? I like Russell Crowe. Even though he
I
felt like
honestly
he's
haven't
fallen
thought
off.
of him.
Yeah, felt he's fallen off in the past few years. He's his late 90s, 2000s, early 2010s run is unmatched. He's an actual Oscar winner. Dude's dope. He's Gladiator.
Yeah.
So Crowe was leaving his Paris hotel, heading to the airport when he was surrounded by autograph seekers. And I will show you the interaction right here when he's just trying to be on his way home.
Hi, Russell. How are you doing?
Are you listening? Yes. Stay where you are. Don't fucking push in on me. I'll come to you. Just give everybody space. As soon as somebody's a dick, go.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
That's it. No, nobody was a dick, but
Well,
he
so,
set the
Kinda
tone.
but to be clear, he signed everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
even though TMZ framed him as exploding.
Yeah. Go back to why did we stop targeting Lindsey Graham, TMZ? That's what I want
that's
you to
right.
do.
We haven't had a story
What the
since we
fuck?
talked about TMZ DC. Nothing else has gone viral since.
Yeah,
There's plenty of opportunities, I'm sure.
There's more than a few. Just go outside anywhere in DC right now. There's a giant monstrosity of a fucking steel cage built around the White House for that goddamn UFC fight in 2 weeks. Just take pictures of that and make fun of that. That's what everybody
Yeah,
who
that's
lives here is
right.
doing.
That is a 2 week.
So-
Trump's birthday.
Oh, wow.
No, it's for America's birthday. Just happens to fall on
Hey,
Trump's
moved-
birthday.
And he, by the way, when TMZ said he was exploding, Russell Crowe tweeted, clickbait. Everybody got their autograph and selfie. The passage to the hotel was kept free for guests, and I still got to the airport on time. One man, no security, handled. What's your problem?
And he's right. He did everything we say we want. We sit there and we criticize celebrities who, like Chappell Roan, right? Or, to go with a wrestling person who's been TMZ's prime target recently, CM Punk, who have these quote unquote hostile interactions with fans that get somewhat physical or somewhat loud. Then you've got the people who obviously they just love it and they sign for everybody all the time, blah, blah, blah. And that's totally their prerogative, right? But this is the way you actually handle it. You don't want to make a mess in front of this hotel. So he's like, everybody, I'm here. I see you. We'll get you everything you came here for, but don't crowd around. You gotta keep the hotel walkway open so other guests can come in and out. That's not like a crazy request. And then, he was a little bit terse with it, right? He was like, as soon as one of you's a dick, I'm leaving. But frankly, that's probably what kept people from being a dick. Was him basically saying, if you come up on me and try to get me to sign your shit sooner, I'm just going, and then you and nobody else gets anything. So so I really do. I think he handled it well. I don't really know what TMZ was. I mean, I do know. It's
Just because he
clickbait.
did it mad. That's simply why.
Well, I
You
don't
have to
even
do
know
it
if
with
he
a
really
smile.
did it.
You have to do it with a smile on your face.
I don't even think he did it
And he won't get
mad. He
called.
just did it old. Like, right, you know what I mean? He's not a young man anymore. That's probably just how he talks. Right? I don't think he was angry with anybody. He's just blunt. You know what I mean? He's one of the biggest actors ever. Like, realistically, he's a full-on for real movie star. He just probably talks that way because he's an old man who's got a ton of money and is like internationally famous as one of like the great movie stars of his generation.
Mhm.
So I think he handled it fine. I don't know if you disagree, Matt or Pam, but
I think so too. I liked his reaction.
Yeah, I mean, more than his reaction, it's like it's nice that he actually got to everyone, but
Stain got everybody. Yeah.
there's ways to say things. I still believe he could have handled it better, but you know what? He had a stained shirt and looked terrible. So
Yes,
I'll give him
that was honestly the most that was the most
disturbing
horrific thing
part of
about
the
the
whole thing.
video.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care that what he said. It's great that he
I
got
was
this and
just looking at
everything.
the shirt like, why?
Why? Yeah, what's going on with the shirt, guys? Why did he didn't notice it was super stained? Like, was that
Yeah.
sweat? Was
Probably
it
no.
sweat and like it was just starting to stain? Was it hot that day?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But yeah,
Mhm.
that is like truly that is I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, that was distracting to me. The
Yeah.
stain.
It really was.
Hilarious. My last story before the nuclear opinion. The rumors are confirmed. Taylor Swift is in Toy Story 5. And it's country Taylor.
Yes,
Swift
it
and-
is.
Swift announced a new original song for Toy Story 5 titled, quote, sorry, why say? Swift announced a new original song for Toy Story titled, I Knew It, I Knew You, releasing on June 5th, co-written and co-produced with Jack Antonoff. Disney is calling it, quote, a return to Taylor's country roots, tied to the Jessie character and the Toy Story franchise. Swift said she is, quote, Swift said she fell instantly in love with the film after an early screening or wrote the song the same day as she got home. The campaign involved mysterious TS billboards in cities worldwide, a countdown on her website featuring 13 clouds, and Swifties noticing she wore every color from the Toy Story 5 poster during an NYC outing in April.
Mhm.
Also, Blonde turns 10 this August. Swiftie spotted breadcrumbs everywhere right now for that. Tell us how you're feeling about this, Pam.
First of all, thank you. Second, I am so excited. I am so pumped, but I have to admit, as a true Swiftie since like 2000, I don't want to count the years, but a long time ago. Her second album, first say that. I always believed that she could be like in Disney, like in the Disney universe, in the Disney movie. Never did I think that A, it was gonna be Pixar, and B, it was gonna be Toy Story. Like I would have never thought of it. And when I heard the rumors first, I was like, "There's no way, like there's no way, like what? Where in the world, like Toy Story? What?" So I'm really happy that it is true, that it is back to the country roots. That if Jack Antonoff's involved, it's a banger of a song or a masterpiece of a song, one or the two.
Mhm.
And because it's Jessie, it's either like when somebody loved me moment, which is like hella depressing,
Mhm.
or like a bop, like a country fun, exciting bop to close like the friendship of all the toys, like it's one or the other. There is no in between. So I'm really excited to see that. I was gonna go to the movies to watch it anyways. I didn't even watch the fourth one, but I'm
Really?
so pumped. Yeah. So excited, very happy about it.
I love the enthusiasm. Well, my mixed feelings on Toy Story 5 actually being a thing, it's necessary. Perfect trilogy. They did pull off the fourth one, and I thought that was a lot to take in my mid-20s. Now I'm in my early 30s, and they're doing another one. Literally, Toy Story came out, it was only 10 months old.
Oh wow.
My very first movie. It is in my Letterboxd top 4. It's a special movie to me. The first time I cared about characters and all that. And
Which
now
was
I've
the
seen
best one?
the best one. That's a great question.
I know.
I would have to say the second one.
Absolutely the second one. Great.
If-
Yeah, I do think
I
that's
answered
the
that pretty
right
quick,
answer.
but it's the first one though. That's as I mean, I really think I could think
Which
of
one's
every
got
single
the
line.
Which one's got the bear? That's the third.
Third one, which is
Oh.
also great, and
I liked that one,
Lotso
man.
Huggenbear, an all-time villain,
The all-time villain, Lotso is. Yeah,
Yeah.
voiced by the
He's not
late,
like-
great Ned Betty.
yeah. He's not quite. He's not quite
Cruella
Darth
de Vil.
Vader or Joker.
Yeah.
But he's high.
He
He's
is.
higher on that list than people probably give him credit for if you look at him.
And Toy Story 4 was a great movie. Well, not necessarily that memorable. I mean,
It
spoiler.
wasn't as great
you-
as you know.
Yeah, can I spoil it?
Yeah,
Do you?
I've seen it.
If
so.
you are gonna skip 3 to 5, Taylor, I'll be sorry, Taylor, Pam.
Go
Can I
for it.
say?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they separated Woody and Buzz, while it made sense, they went their separate ways. That threw all down the window for another cash grab 7 years later.
Literally. Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
feel
do
like
like the bald jokes.
Oh yeah, with Woody going bald.
The upcoming
actually
ones,
made
that's pretty funny.
from
Oh,
the
yeah,
trailers.
very
They actually
funny.
made him a bald toy.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
I mean, it's
old-
gonna be half of us are gonna be adults in those cinema rooms. So
I mean,
like,
with all due respect to Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, they are very old, but they're gray, they're white.
They're pretty old. I think
they're
very
pretty
old
mature.
kind of works,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Is it fair to say very old?
I think it is, personally.
I say very old is 80, 75 and up. Very old. I want to say 80 though. So we'll go with the
80
80s.
plus. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you go with 80, then no, they're not very old. But Tom
But
Hanks
they're
is
really
70.
old. 70. Jesus. He's
And
70 years.
then
Tom Hanks
Tim
is 70
Allen.
years old.
He's 69, turning 70 in a month. Tim Allen's
Wow.
72.
That's insane.
Yeah, Tim Allen
I feel
is
that
older.
is, if you are, God willing, like in your 70s, that really has to be a reflection. I've lived 70 years. Wow.
Yeah.
And then everybody's back. I mean, with some of the things with the cast, I know they've had like Don Rickles was Mr. Potato Head. He's passed away, and I think the Miss Potato Head actress passed away, and guy who played Slinky passed away. Guy who played Rex is still around. I know his voice. I know what he looks like. Can't think of the guy's name.
Rex,
Joan Cusack. Joan Cusack is still. I think she made her first red carpet.
Wallace Shawn played Rex. He's the inconceivable guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The original Wheezy, I don't know why they didn't bring him back for any of the other ones. He was a great character in Toy Story 2. But yeah, I mean, this is an
Tom
incredible
Rickles.
franchise. It's now stretched 3 decades. I'll have to see Toy Story 5. I mean, I think the beginning of me caring about anything fiction starts with Toy Story.
We have to.
Your introduction to the world of fiction.
Yeah. So, I mean, time to see what's going on. I gotta make it special for Toy Story 5. And Taylor Swift.
Yeah, duh.
Her big premiere. Taylor Swift in a Toy Story, in not a Toy Story movie, but you realize you mentioned Pixar movie. We will look forward to that drop.
Indeed.
All right. Let's wrap this up with our nuclear opinions. Tell me your hottest take in the world today or the world around you or whatever. My nuclear opinion, you ever have a day where everyone at your job hates your job? I mean, to be fair, it is every day for most people.
I think so too.
But the day
for
when
most
you
people, yeah,
collectively talk smack
yeah.
privately,
That's what you're saying.
mad at management, mad at executives, mad at your clientele, mad at your customers, where everybody's just mad, and with all due respect, most likely justified. Sure, people might be dramatic and people might make things overzealous, but their complaints are valid. I had one of those days today, and I like those days because it shows that you don't have
Yeah, it's good to let it out.
And you learn that this is something I've learned as I continue my career, right? And I feel the rest of my life, it'll be easier for all the jobs we do, with the exception of this podcast, right? And of course, we've had our creative differences with various hosts. That's why they're no longer here. And but the fact that coworkers are your coworkers, colleagues are your colleagues, they aren't your friends. You'll never see them again when you are done with that job. Yeah. You might stay in touch somehow, a text message here.
One or two.
Yeah, exactly. Very small text message here, Instagrams. And there are some people I've met through work value. In fact, I'll share the story after, but I thought coming in, especially at college, like try to grow relationships with your colleagues, and that is horrible advice. Just do your job, get paid, go home. That's
Yeah.
not a bad strategy at all. And then enjoy stuff like this or your friends and family elsewhere. There's a reason why they separate
Yeah,
work
for sure.
and life.
Mhm.
So it was nice come together at my employer to know that the people running the show need to have a conversation with us all. There's definitely
Yeah.
other things I want to say, but the show keeps growing, so we don't want to say anything too much. But all I would say is whomever knows this particular place I work in my many jobs, we need to have a talk. And I'll leave it at that.
Good.
All right. I have.
Oh, can I share my story really quick?
Yeah.
This is true. Let's take it. Victor Wembanyama, Spurs, leads his team to the NBA Finals year 3.
Yep.
He has become a sensation. He is the face of the NBA now. Do you know who Victor Wembanyama is, Pam, or have heard of him?
No.
Oh, well, I'm sure you will very soon in the future. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, he's 7'5".
Can't teach that.
He is a perfect basketball player. He could shoot the 3. He could dunk. He's already, I think, very close to becoming the Spurs all-time block. Has all-time blocks, and he's been in the league 3 years. I know for a fact that he's like 10 blocks away from the most postseason blocks of all time, which includes Tim Duncan, all-time center, top 5 all-time center, and David Robertson. Yeah, he shoots the 3. He dunks. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. Argue he could be the MVP. He's a big deal. He's from France, big international presence. And I'll never forget when I worked at this place that was run by the French, not the French, but French people. And I hated every single one of my colleagues except 3. I mean, 2 I got along with, but I didn't interact with, but 1 I actually was like pretty cool with. Like, that was my buddy. And I'll say his name, my buddy Nicholas from France. And he was so cool.
This.
He was the man. I actually reached out. Oh, first. He was the first one. I can't do a French accent for shit, but he told me, watch out for this guy, Victor Wembanyama, Matthew. He called me Matthew, too. He is going to be the biggest star in the world. He said this before he was drafted, and he was right. He was 1,000% right. And when his Spurs won on Saturday night, I reached out to him, and it has to be a 6-hour difference from here in the New York area to Paris, where he lives. He responded back to me that night, and it meant a lot. It was great to hear from him.
Wow.
In that god-awful era, he was literally the only bright spot, and he replied back. And he told me Victor Wembanyama is before he became this megastar. And look at him now.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that.
No, it's good.
Shout out to my buddy Nicholas from France.
Nicholas from France.
Paris.
Friend of the pod.
In a way, yeah. The stories he would tell, oh, he was great. I think he was very happy to have like an American buddy. Not to speak for him, but
yeah, well, that makes sense though.
Yeah, it's like the feelings people must have had when pen pals were actually a thing, which I guess low key some people are, but like actually writing to somebody you have no idea what they look like and send stuff, you know?
Yeah,
I feel that was the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
I never had a pen pal growing up. We didn't do that.
I remember in the 2nd grade, my teacher, they set up, at least my teacher, the 2nd graders and the 5th graders would be pen pals with each other. And I don't remember his name. There's this big black guy. Me and him were pen pals together. And then he was cool. And then we would like dap him once. I wish I remembered his name, but I specifically remember I once wrote in my horrible handwriting in pencil. I said, "Hey, do you have a TV?" He said, "Yes, Matt, I do have a TV." I thought that was so cool. All right. Enough about me. Let me hear your nuclear opinions.
This one is not that nuclear, but it is my nuclear opinion for the week. So I have been pretty down on everything Marvel related. There's too much of it, right? But I did get interested in a clip that I saw for Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man.
Spider Noir.
Specifically, yes, Spider Noir. It is not like, red and blue Spider-Man. It is Spider-Man in 1930s New York, taking on mobsters, whole nine yards. So I started watching it. It was good. And then I realized something. You can choose to watch it in color
Really?
or in black and white. And I paused, so I paused watching. I was halfway through episode 1 in color. I paused watching and I was reading about this, and it took me a minute to figure out how to do it from my phone because it's super glitchy. Great job, Amazon, on making this cool feature almost impossible to use. But I look into it and it turns out Nicolas Cage, watching noir films to prepare for this role, performed in such a way as the black and white version is the one that he kind of deemed as the real version, right? Okay. How different can it be, you think? That's what I thought anyway. So I figured out how to make it black and white. I rewind and I watched. Now I'm on episode 4. I've watched the entire thing in black and white, and it makes such a difference.
Oh wow.
Such a difference. It is so much better in black and white.
I
And
love noir. They do not make those anymore.
I have
They're
never
so
watched.
fascinating.
I have never watched a noir, really, in my life. I've read a couple of books that probably fall into that category, but I've never seen like a real one. I've only seen like spoofs of them.
Like a Humphrey Bogart
Right, yeah,
noir
I've
you
never.
never saw.
Right, no.
Like Casablanca or the Maltese Falcon.
No, so the Maltese Falcon I've read. That was a book.
Oh,
I read
okay.
that. But
I think
'cause
Leo has the original Maltese Falcon. I don't know why I know
he
that.
might,
He
yeah.
does.
But yeah. So anyway, so I know the noir genre, but I've never watched it before. So this is the first one, and obviously this is still Marvel, so they still have a fairly diverse cast, which obviously a original noir would be all white people, which I think this only enhances. To be honest with you, Winston from New Girl's in it. He's great. So that's one. Two,
Winston.
yeah, and then two,
I never seen
obviously
New Girl.
they have some quippy, they have some of the signature Marvel quips that are kind of required of a superhero show/movie. Like your superhero has to be somewhat charismatic. They have that banter they have to do. Nicolas Cage does it really, really well, actually. For I don't know how old he is. He's probably too old to be Spider-Man, but he's pretty good at it.
Nicolas
And
Cage.
so, but yeah, highly recommend you watch it. Basically, command you to watch it in black and white. And then the nuclear part of this opinion, I think we should make more noir films, like real ones
I
that are
think
not
so, too.
Spider-Man. Why did we decide that we couldn't make those movies anymore? Why did we decide that movies have to be in color? Just because you can't, it's a tool. It's not a requirement. Same thing with
True.
it's like foreign films where you're like,
Again,
oh, I can only watch a film in English. No, you can watch any film
you will
in
be
any language.
seeing so many more stories if you open yourself to films in other languages and black and white.
Well, I'm saying right now, black and white are typically older films.
Yeah.
I'm
Typically.
saying I want
You literally do it now as a
new
creative
films.
choice.
Right. I'm saying let's do more new films. Let's make that creative choice a few more times. The Lighthouse worked really like that.
This
Spider
Obsession I still have
Noir.
to see. Imagine.
I've not seen Obsession, but yeah, like, if it fits the story, do it.
Yeah.
People will watch it. Like, and it's better. And it's also, as I learned, apparently there's a way to act in black and white that's different than
Wow.
normal acting, which I
Really?
didn't know. But Nicolas Cage, genuinely, I watched, and again, only because I watched the same episode basically all the way through in both color and black and white, because I didn't know there was a black and white option. I saw his face. It frankly looked a lot like overacting in color. And then I saw the same scenes with the same delivery and the same faces in black and white, and it looked right. It made more sense. He's doing a bit of a voice. The voice clearly fits better with the black and white aesthetic than it does with the color one. I genuinely think that his performance, he said it was geared toward black and white, and he was serious.
Exactly. You got to really show more expression in black and white because it's
Right.
because it's timeless in that sense. And
Yeah.
that's where lighting really
Mhm.
makes its effect. Like people say, why? Something I really underestimated is the power of lighting, and that
Mhm.
really shows it in black and white films. And of
Also,
course, makeup too, and all of that. It's
this
Yeah.
all about
Spider-Man
perception.
shoots. I will say this Spider-Man shoots people, which is very different than the other Spider-Man.
But ultimately, you would say it's good and it's worth.
It's good. It's worth it, and do the black and white thing. Seriously, even just a couple episodes. Trust me.
That's so cool.
What's your nuclear opinion, Pam?
Well, the one thing I have on my mind right now is I am rewatching for like the 5th time. Not rewatching, I'm like watching random episodes. And speaking of TV, which is shows and movies, I am watching again the Modern Family show, and my nuclear opinion is that it is by far one of the best shows ever made. By far. It has so much diversity in what a family can be and how the
Mhm.
characters evolve and everything that happens. Like there's Hispanic people, there is gay people, there is Asian people, there is American people, there is different cultures, there's culture clashes, there's like technology, there's like parenting, there's childhood, there's adulting, there's so many things, and it's so fun. And I love how it can be like so diverse with like you can watch it with anybody and everybody's gonna get it, and you could see any episode and you're gonna get it. Like that's not easy to create when it comes to TV, and they do it really well in 20 minutes. And it's just, I feel like it's just one of the best shows of all time. That's my nuclear opinion. Yeah.
An excellent one. Love to see it. Ryan and Pam, you did incredible. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and watched on YouTube or listened on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Back at it on Wednesday as we preview the NBA Finals. Then on Friday, we do another tweet cap as we talk about what's trending for the week ahead. That's Ryan Page. That's Pam Garcia. My name is Matt Brown, and I will see you all throughout the week. Do well, and let's start June on the right foot. Have a great one.
So yeah.